political strategists blame the fact that black voters in Wisconsin are breaking for Trump on illiteracy. If Trump does end up getting anything close to the share of black voters that polls predicted, libs are about to get real racist real quick. Ditto for Arabs. Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine sent a map of the swing here, and what's really notable about it, I'm just looking at it. There's some states where like there's like clear right shift. There's like a clear rightward swing, like more than others. But it's just the larger story, even among like the Rust Belt and the Sun Belt. It's just a general secular shift towards Trump, not like some like huge like it's not like some Joe Rogan demographic or even like these insane like huge shifts like this giant realignment where you have like a 40-point swing among one demographic. The larger story here is just that like there's just a voters who are up for grabs every year and they saw this administration as a failure and they saw Trump as somebody who they were willing to go back as a last resort. I don't know what the Senate race looks like. I don't know, like the hope for Democrats,
Oh,
honestly, at this point has got to be that they can hold on in enough of these Senate races that like they can maybe have a shot at winning the chamber in 2026 with a really, really good year.
I'm gonna
Like,
pull in our lib correspondent real quick in here. His name is Austin. Austin Show. I'm
yeah,
gonna call
people said
both.
my voice sounds like his.
Okay, I'm gonna call both of you guys. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is here, okay? My normie friends are blaming me for the Democratic Party's losses right now because I was like, listen, I told you that they were running a dog shit campaign and they're my normie friends are in the group chats saying I did this. Just so you guys have a better understanding of what the fuck we're looking at. Hello, Austin Show.
Hasan Piker. Look, um, I mean, I thought we were fucked probably from the moment they started counting votes. It just has never looked good the entire evening. Hello?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm here. I'm listening. Here, I'm popping you out.
oh, can you hear me? Is my internet okay?
Also, Austin Show, Josh Ettingermentum, Austin Show.
Hello, Austin.
Hey, how are you?
Uh, as well as
Nice,
I can be, I guess.
nice to meet you. I'm Austin Show. Once every 4 years, I become a Democratic political strategist.
Yeah,
Um, it was fun the first time I became one, but now I'm seeing the other side
yeah.
of when you
The
get your ass whooped.
yeah, there was a good
Um,
run.
I
There
mean,
was.
Everyone's they're calling North Carolina.
Yeah, I think they did that a minute
well, it's
ago.
about damn time.
Yeah.
Am I lagging?
No, you're a little bit. Yeah.
Well, let me close some windows here. I don't know what the fuck
God
is
damn,
going on.
how many goddamn windows you have open, Austin? Holy shit.
I have a ton. I was comparing data from like 2020 to 2024. I was like doing it all.
Austin, why do you have a sign that says Christmas behind you?
My my look, November 1st, I operate on the Mariah Carey Christmas holiday. When Mariah Carey says it's time, it's fucking time, Hasan. So my house is fucking decorated from top to bottom with fucking Christmas decorations. All
Okay.
right. I tell you what, like literally, like I have 3 Christmas trees. Actually, one, two, three, four, and then five. One in my room. I have 5 Christmas trees up. I've got garland going up my stairs.
Okay.
I've
We
got
have
reindeer
300,000
everywhere.
people in here. It's time to lock in. All right.
Okay, sorry. Look, look,
before Josh before Josh video
look.
games himself.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
This is the deal. I thought before this election happened, okay, I thought, oh my God, Harris has run a fucking awful campaign. I said this over and over again in this broadcast. I agreed with you. I said it in Mike's broadcast. If any of you watched me in Mike's broadcast, even this morning, I said she'd run a shitty campaign. However, I thought that that shitty campaign wasn't as shitty as the Trump campaign that they ran. And I still think that that campaign was shitty, but it was like a shit throwing contest that the Democrats were just somehow shittier and they fucking lost and they're going to lose. I just wish they'd call the election because it's over. It's fucking over. I have no copium to share with you. There is not one single statistic at this point that I could point to say that there's any like trend
Yeah.
that would go in her way, in her direction. And like, I don't know what the fuck that campaign message was. There's not like the person on NBC said it. There's no like she's losing ground in the biggest part of the vote that she needs, like in Philadelphia. She's losing ground. She's losing ground from
Awesome. We brought you in
2020.
to do hopium, dude.
Oh, there's no fucking
Uh,
opium. Oh,
I
election.
think New York Times Needle is at like 90% Trump.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, look, the only thing I'm happy about is I didn't fucking get on a plane to be miserable. At least I can go to bed in my own bed tonight.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. You were supposed to be here.
The real
We
thing,
would have won
this
if
is-
you were here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
this
may
is
have.
some-
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, something I just noted. This is for those who know, but Jeff Jackson actually won his race for North Carolina Attorney General. The TikTok Democrat. He won by like 3 points.
Is that well? That's good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Josh
at this
Stein won
point, aren't they on track to like win the House and the Senate as well?
I think the Senate at this point, I think, is the Republicans are clearly going to win. Like the question going now is like, can Democrats hold on in like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania at the Senate level and not like totally like get in a position where Trump is like at 55 Senate seats, where maybe like you can have the more moderate members of the GOP like vote against some of his craziest shit,
Yeah.
and like you are in a position to win back the Senate in 2026.
Yeah.
It's very much a live wire. I don't even know how. I don't know if Casey and Baldwin are even outperforming him by that much. Like they're
Like,
down
what
by
sort of
2.
crazy shit are they going to try to pass? Do you think?
It's tough for them because they still have to deal with the filibuster in the Senate. Democrats at worst case scenario are going to have like 45 seats here, so there's not going to be like them passing bills with a filibuster proof majority. But they're going to have full control over like financial spending because they're probably going to win the House here. They're going to be able to like extend the Trump tax cuts for like another 10 years.
The Republicans are
They're
going to abolish the filibuster.
Yeah, they're going to abolish the filibuster, the pass anti-Medicare for all.
Just kidding. They don't have to do that. You want to know why? Because Democrats will caucus with them every single fucking time. Remember in 2017
Yeah.
when Trump was like, we're going to do the tax cuts? And Chuck Schumer's response was, well, why don't you send us the bill earlier so we can agree with it? I was like, that's it. That's what the fuck. It's so cooked. Like,
Oh, good.
there's always room for the Democrats to concede to the Republicans on right-wing legislation. Fear not. They don't need to ever fucking abolish the filibuster.
Yeah, I mean, Americans do what Americans do, and they did it again. The Democrats provided no alternative, no alternative that excited anybody.
It was
I mean-
the only shit they were running on was like the most abstract bullshit, like about like, oh, we represent turning the page from the Trump era, that's the last 8 years. But it's not the Trump era, that's the last 8 years. You were in power for half of that time. You governed during most of like during the inflation crisis, generationally high interest rates. Like it wasn't him. That's not how people saw it. If you wanted to make an actual like break from him, you had to do it in a way that mattered.
Ted Cruz has won re-election in Texas.
Yeah. She's gonna win. She's gonna lose Texas by like 15 points.
Yeah, the entire electorate moved to the left. Didn't you say Minnesota? I overheard you saying Minnesota's a toss-up.
Minnesota on New York Times. Let me check what they have it as. Minnesota is lean D now. She is currently projected to win a state that Biden won by 3.7. So I guess maybe there was a little bit of a Walls boost. Goodness. Yeah. So I guess she won't lose anything beyond the main swing states, even though she really cut it close in New Hampshire, New Mexico. Yeah.
The story of the Texas Senate race. Ted Cruz won Latino voters by 6 points per NBC News exit polls. In his last race in 2018, Cruz lost Latinos by 29 points.
That's an insane swing.
A 35-point swing.
Cruz has never been good as a politician. He underperformed Romney. He barely beat Beto.
It's the Cruzmentum. I think it's his world. We're living in it. I'll say it.
Yeah.
He's just the best.
So, do you think they're going to try to go like full fascist and like not let us vote again?
I don't know. I mean, I think
Well, that's not a good answer. Fuck.
yeah. Yeah, well,
Well,
yeah. Well, the thing with that is that, like, if they were going to do it, they would have done it the first time. They're still not going to have a filibuster-proof majority. But like Alito and Thomas are probably going to retire, and they're going to have like a Supreme Court super far-right majority. I mean, like, this is the post J6 Trump. This is like a guy who tried to overturn the election, kill his own vice president, and like has immunity from the Supreme Court. Like, who knows what he'll try? But like,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
I forgot
yeah,
that the Supreme Court gave him additional extra protections when he's
yeah,
engaging in presidential acts. That's gonna
yeah,
be fucking fun.
yeah,
That's yeah, maybe we'll go to jail. I don't know. Fuck it. I just
yeah. His
it is what
sentencing
it
is
is,
next
I
month.
guess.
What is Biden going to say about this? Biden's just going to say he would have won.
That'd be funny.
You should have made me dropped out, Jack.
Yeah, Biden doesn't know what fucking year it is. Okay,
Yeah,
Biden already said that he wasn't even attending the Kamala Harris party because he knew that she was gonna
yeah.
lose.
This is for those who know.
Um, Bonnie Willis won her reelection.
Yeah, in Fulton County, good job. You won by 50 points.
Yeah,
hey,
It's
Oregon
super.
won. Huh? She won Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon. She's at 200 electoral votes now. Awesome.
That's right. Oregon's standing strong.
just
Mhm.
shy of the 70 that she needs.
Yeah,
A lot of people in the chat are asking, like, is this the red mirage? Is this the red mirage? Now, normally I would tell you wait for all the votes to be counted, but you still have to look at the her current performance, right? Like she needs to reach a certain level in her current performance for this to be just a simple red mirage and not like a
yeah,
victory for Donald Trump. And right now she's not meeting those expectations.
yeah. We're just consistently seeing rightward swings that are large enough for Trump to win in all these swing states, just across like practically everywhere in the country. There are areas where he's winning by like a shit ton. There are areas where he's making massive swings to the right. There are areas where like he's making smaller swings to the right. But the areas where he's not, that aren't swinging to the right, are like few and far between. Like you, at this point, you just have to see such a localized like blue wave in these specific areas. Like it's just
That's
really,
usually
really.
not how that works is the point.
It's not how
Like,
it works. You're asking for a miracle.
yeah, it's hopium. Um,
Yeah.
Jackie Heinrich, senior White House correspondent for Fox News, says 3 sources close to Harris are expressing concern that Harris's path to victory may be too narrow to overcome. One source at the Harris Friends and Family Party says her path is so narrow and she's not doing what she needs to do in PA, Michigan, Wisconsin. The exit polls I saw hours ago are all accurate. They need to suddenly outperform those. Don't believe that will happen. Asked about this, a second source close to Harris told me, I 100% agree. The path to victory is very difficult. His numbers are higher than expected in counties where he should be losing by larger margins in PA and Michigan. A third source close to the campaign said, I think we're losing this. Hearing word that Harris may come to Howard University soon, but not for another hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
it's oh yeah, it's
At
over.
this point, like if you're a Democrat, you just need to worry about managing your losses, like in Congress, to see if you can make a comeback within the foreseeable future. Because like past this point, like at the presidential level, it's just so narrow. It's just not there.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's get back to what NBC
Does
News
that
is
mean
saying
with
while I go
Independent
pee.
Senator Bernie Sanders, for example, he does caucus with the Democrats just to give people
Holy
a sense
fuck.
of what
Yep,
that
Minnesota
looks like
moves too close
functionally
to call
speaking.
by
So we continue to
NBC.
watch that race very closely.
Let's
All
see
right,
what
let's
New
take a
York
moment
Times
right here.
says
We want
about
to let
that.
some of our other stations catch up as we put the map up. Let's look at the road
Election
to
alert.
270. And we will wait a few moments and let some other stations join us. That is
Yeah,
where the map
New York
stands at this
Times
hour,
still
about
has
10
her at
minutes till
83%
midnight
to
here
win
on the East
Minnesota.
Coast. And
I don't think
we've
it's
got
going
a
to go
lot
in
to
his
get to. We want to
column,
go to
but
Sandbrook
like
and
this is
Asheville,
definitely
North
not
Carolina.
a
Of course, the
situation
western
where it
part of
looks
North
like
Carolina,
Walls
hard
really
hit by
need
Hurricane
much
Helene. We've
help.
got, if you're just joining us, we've
This
made a
is like
projection
kind
in
of
North
bordering on
Carolina.
like the
Donald
Trump
Trump
bank
will
map
keep North
landslide
Carolina
world.
in the win column, which
Yes,
significantly
like
narrows the
the
potential
one
paths for
where he
Kamala
just,
Harris
I
to
mean,
take the presidency.
like runs the
We've also had a
table
governor's
on
race decided
all
there.
the swing states.
Sam, what you got?
Yeah, well, yeah, that like is a bare minimum, and then like winning
Yeah,
like
that's very
some
apropos,
bullshit like
actually,
New
Savannah. I'm going
Mexico
to talk
or
about the
New
governor's race
Hampshire,
in a second, but a
Minnesota.
few
I don't
reflections
think
here
we're at
first.
that point
The
where you're seeing
Democratic
those insane
strongholds
upsets. I
in
don't think
North
they did
Carolina,
that
Buncombe County
poorly,
and Asheville being one of
but
them,
like
Mecklenburg with Charlotte, of course,
he's
and Wake
probably
and
going to run the
Raleigh
table on the
were
swing
almost
states.
identical
Like
in
I
terms
guess
of the
Nevada doesn't
splits.
have anything in
60,
yet, but
38
like
for Democrat
that's
versus
probably not
Republican
happening.
here.
Even when people thought that
66%, I believe, in
this was a
Mecklenburg and
way
Charlotte,
more favorable
62,
election for them,
63%.
they like
Wake,
John
it's almost
Ralston only
identical
had
to
her
what it was 4
up
years
by
ago,
0.3.
but it's the margins in the rural parts of the state that really
Oh, they wanna
drove
watch.
this
Hold
victory,
on.
at least by a couple of
Yeah.
percentage points for Trump, which sounds pretty familiar. Tom was talking about that a second ago. That's thought one. Thought two is the Democratic race. You know, the governor's race, excuse me, there was a lot of thoughts about split tickets and whether Mark Robinson would be potentially dragging down President Trump or even affecting the down ballot races. We have updates here, and it's not just Mark Robinson losing convincingly to Josh Stein, 55 to 39%, with 85% or so of the votes in so far, but it's also the lieutenant governor's race. The Democrat up a couple percentage points there, Rachel Hunt. Jeff Jackson, the AG, he's up a couple percentage points over his Republican opponent. So you're seeing truly Republican or voters here in North Carolina going across the board for statewide Democrats and then also voting for Donald Trump. So we're seeing that sort of as a microcosm of this overall picture. And then lastly, you have roughly 37% of the electorate in North Carolina that is unassigned, right? Not Democratic, not Republican. Democrats, registered Democrats in the state had gone down about
I think we should all just
80,000 or
grift
so, I
right.
believe, votes
That's what I was
from the
thinking
previous election.
while I was
Republicans
pissing.
had gained 100,000
Yeah,
plus
I'm
registered
gonna be the
voters,
right-wing
but the
election
reality
dude.
here is now
I
400,000
think
new
I'm gonna
unaffiliated
do
voters,
that.
and we were wondering,
I'll be a gaze
where
for
will they
Trump
fall?
guy. I
What
think
is the
that could be
fault line gonna
cool.
be for those
Yeah,
folks?
The
that
normal
way
gays.
we can
These
avoid
hundreds of thousands that are
a
moving in
lengthy
from out
prison
of state
sentence.
North
Like we're
Carolina,
still going to
getting the
jail,
third
but
most
like
amount
at
of
least
people
for not like a
post-pandemic
super
after
long
Texas
time.
and
You know what I
Florida.
mean?
How would they
Hold
play
on.
out,
Yeah,
we'll
especially
be able
in
to
the
do some
suburbs
plea
of these
bargain.
large
Am I going to jail
Democratic
too, or can I?
You're gay.
I know, but hold
You're
on.
gay, dog. You're going to jail and hell. Okay,
Okay.
you're going to both.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I'm gonna use all the rest of my.
See, I'm doing it already. I'm doing such a good job. I'd be such a good fucking right wing
I'm gonna
grifter.
go. I'm gonna
Mhm.
get on the. I've got a lot of points on American Airlines through Alaska. I think I'm gonna use them all, and I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah. The only wins Democrats had, they had Josh Stein who beat Rob the Gooner. They had the TikTok guy who won in North Carolina. And I think Gallego is going to beat Carrie Lake because I guess people didn't fuck with her for some reason. But that's it. That's all liberalism has now. This 200-year tradition stretching back to Franklin Roosevelt and Thomas Jefferson. They have these three races.
Yeah, dude. In virtually every county that you look at that they pull up on the screen, even the ones where she's just even by 0.02, she's like she's trailing, running behind Biden by like 0.02 here, 1 point here,
Yeah.
0.7 here. It's like you said, a death by 1,000 cuts. She is not doing better virtually anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah. And
Virtually everywhere she's losing ground.
you had some Democrats who were able to survive that by cranking up the margins in like some really blue areas by a crazy degree, but she just wasn't able to do that. I'm looking at the map of like the swings like across the entire country. Like practically the only areas that moved left are like there's the Atlanta metro area that's entirely probably because of migration. There's some areas in North Carolina. There's some areas in Virginia. There's a couple rural counties, and that's probably just due to variance. This is just a broad rejection of an administration people just don't like.
Yep. Yep.
It's not like something like in 2016 where you saw this huge realignment. It's just that basic kind of map, that canvas the Democrats have managed to win with before, just shifting to the right.
Yep.
It's nothing like we don't know about.
I think it was the FaZe Banks constituency. I'll say it.
That was it.
FaZe Banks,
That
when he
saved
fucking
them.
phased up for Donald Trump, he brought out the vote. He did that shit, dude. He fucking phased up, and we phased up with him, and America's now phasing up for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's the unfortunate set of
Do you think
circumstances.
he's actually going to put tariffs on China?
That's all the fuck he cares about. Trump learned about history for the first time to become a weeaboo for William McKinley. This is like his motivating purpose. This is all he wants to do.
Yeah, he just wants to do tariffs on China. Which, I mean, again, silver lining, it is going to destroy the Trump merchandising business, which is the backbone of rural America. You go to Galveston, you're going to see only fucking Trump merch stores, okay? This is like the most resilient industry in, plus 35 red counties all across the fucking nation. They have like, they don't even have a hospital anymore. They don't even have like a functioning grocery store because Walmart came in and then they gutted the competition and they fucked off when they couldn't fucking eke out a profit margin. But they have 11 Trump merchandise stores. And every single one of those 11 Trump merchandise stores is going to be destroyed. So that's the one silver lining. I like to look at that. I like to look at, the good and the bad. I like to weigh it together. So when the tariffs come kicking in, you know what's not going to be hurt? Ideology.shop. The merchandise that I make is American made, baby. American made, American garment manufacturers, union made. Ideology.shop. The election collection is available. It's American. Unlike, the Trump merchandise.
That's where I got this sweatshirt.
Yeah, drop shippers are going to get fucking destroyed. That's another thing. Like all the crypto drop shipper guys, all the podcasters that sell cryptocurrency. FaZe Banks is texting me right now. He's watching. But yeah, that industry is also in the shitter. Trump won because you kept playing that Fire Donald Trump song. This is on you, buddy. I know. I did this.
Yeah,
I was a responsible party.
Dude,
Yeah,
I woke up with that song stuck in my head. That should have been my first indication.
Yeah.
I was singing it this morning in the shower. I was singing it.
Yeah, it's catchy as fuck. Bro, that's why the Latino vote is swinging to the fucking... Dude, we joke, but I mean, some's got to be the reason why Latino men are swinging by like 20 points, 30 points to the fucking Republican Party. Where's that coming from? I'm going to tell you where that's coming from, okay? Hold on. I'm trying to fucking pull it. All right, here it is. Wait, what the fuck? That's not the right one. God damn it. Oh, here.
Again.
The big question now is what happens in for the race if like Trump wins the race for Vance's seat.
What happens? What was your question?
We're gonna get Senator Vivek.
Oh God! Oh, all the worst, dude. RFK Jr. running like the fucking FDA and the CDC. We're so fucked, dude. We are so fucked. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's over. This country over party.
Yeah, country over party is finally happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I gotta eat my feelings, dude. I'm ordering barbecue or some shit.
Yeah. I'm getting that.
God damn it, I keep thinking of all the things that we've heard over the last several months about what would happen, and
Elon Musk. He said Herschel Walker Jr. is going to be responsible for the missiles. I don't even know what that means. I don't even want to contemplate.
Creating the American Iron Dome.
And I keep reiterating this point, but the most annoying, dumbest people you know are going to be celebrating so fucking hard tonight and tomorrow. And for like at least until the midterms, you know what I mean? Like there's at least a 2-year celebration period for the dumbest fucking idiots who are just going to consistently badger you with misinformation, nonsensical bullshit, racial animus at every fucking corner. And you know, and then on the other side, you're going to have the resistance libs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those people are going to be like, I think they're going to go back to their Bush era roots. They're going to be like anti-corporate now. Also, Harris only got 15% of the vote in Dearborn. It was 45 Trump, 33 Stein, 15 Harris.
Oh God, yeah. I don't think they're gonna go anti-corporate. I think they're gonna go more anti-Arab, more overtly anti-Arab,
Yeah.
more overtly fucking anti-Muslim, more overtly anti-Latino. That's coming too. They're, I can. Ay ay ay. Ay
So they're
ay
gonna
ay. Por
further-
Dios, yo voy a votar por Donald Trump. San Francisco Chronicle crawled the race for California Prop 36, increasing criminal penalties. It passed. Yeah, I mean, it was slated to pass. It was gonna pass. That's I mean, it's fucking terrible, but.
Where's my fucking charger?
Ay, 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 por Dios. Okay. I'm gonna have to relearn the nod when they say the most outrageous shit with a straight face. Yeah. Time to cry. I mean, one thing that a lot of people don't understand is that for me at least, like I was already pretty fucking bummed out by the state of affairs in this country, whether Kamala Harris won or Donald Trump won. I think that we're pretty cooked. We're fucking fried. We're cooked. It's done. Throw it in the pooper. Throw it in the trash. Regardless of who wins, right? So
I
this
felt
is
like
just
her-
making me more bummed out than I was already at.
I thought her winning at least bought us a little bit more time for hope. If that makes sense. But now
Yeah.
it's fully lost.
Like the idea with her was like, oh, she wins, she maybe does well in Congress, and then like they lower interest rates and the economy does well, and then like you can maybe like ride backlash of Dobbs to some kind of majority. But like, yeah, I mean, it's ripping the Band-Aid off. It's hiding the contradictions. Like something was going to have to give with this Democratic establishment. They were never going to be capable of like sustaining this long term because they cared more about war than winning. And like, this is what you get.
Yeah. All right, let's get to Kernacki.
But it's important. Trump's gains with Hispanic voters. You're absolutely seeing it here in Luzerne County. He's going to win this by more than 20 votes. That's a significant jump for him. His campaign said he was going to do that. They did do that here. We also saw him make those gains in Lackawanna County right next door earlier tonight. Also, where we're getting some clarity in Pennsylvania, South Central Pennsylvania, Lancaster County. This is one of the counties where you can see in 2020, Trump got 57-41. It's 57-58 if you round it, 41 now. This is a place where Trump slipped in 2020, where Democrats wanted him to slip further. That's not happening. This is a big region population-wise. It doesn't get the same attention as Philadelphia. Lebanon County here, too. All the vote is in. Again, Democrats wanted more of a Trump drop-off here. They don't get it in Lebanon County tonight. And we showed you Cumberland County, I believe, earlier, but also in this region, also a place Democrats wanted gains, also a place where really they're not getting it tonight. Look inside the collar counties here, just outside Philadelphia. These are huge population-dense counties, and I'll flag a couple things. We got almost all the vote in Delaware County right now. Of these core collar counties, this is the most Democratic. It's the most
We're
diverse,
not being
most
doomers
blue
for no
collar
reason.
of these sort
I
of,
don't know
of
why
these
you
three,
guys
of
don't
Delaware,
understand.
of Chester.
This is not like random doomerism for no particular reason. The reason why everyone is doomed out is because the state of affairs shows Kamala Harris slated to lose Pennsylvania and potentially Michigan and also Wisconsin as well. Not that it matters. If you fucking lose if you lose Pennsylvania, it's over anyway. So that's the reason why we are upset. Like there is no, like I see no purpose in trying to tell you that like, oh, here's how it's gonna happen. Here's how it's gonna. Here's how we're going to find a victory for the Democrats here. Like, there's nothing on the map that shows that.
This is exactly. And you have like cases like Gallego where he is like, I mean, he kind of ran to the center, but he beat Carrie Lake, who is like a Trump toady. You're probably going to have a number of Senate Democrats. I don't know if it'll be all of them, but at least some of them who are going to be able to win in these swing states where Trump is winning. We have a whole suite of Democrats who won in 2022 in these states that are voting for Trump. Warnock, Whitmer, like I don't know, like Kelly, even goddamn Fetterman. Like there's a path here. We know how to win against these guys in these kinds of elections. You just can't do it like this. You just can't do it like this. You can't do it by prioritizing this bullshit ideology over everything else. Yeah, I know Fetterman sucks, but like he won Pennsylvania by 5.
Yeah, New York Times showing that Trump is slated to win. 85% of the estimated vote totals have been reported so far. Oh no, sorry. That's looking at Pennsylvania alone. Hold on. Where's the fucking needle? God damn it. Yeah, Trump's chances of winning is at 90% chance of victory, and the Electoral College gains looks to be about 301, which would mean that, you know, like Minnesota still leans D, Wisconsin is leaning R, Michigan is leaning R, and Pennsylvania is leaning R. The fact that, I mean, Minnesota being lean D is also with 55% of the votes in. I mean, I didn't hear no bell.
Pennsylvania's got 85% of the vote in. They counted fast.
Yeah, they really fixed the laws after 2020.
They counted quick.
Yeah. AUKUS votes haven't been tallied yet. Dude, this shit went downhill after they fucking locked up my boy Ryan Ruth. You know what I mean?
Facts.
We're now living in the ashes of a post Ryan Ruth universe. You know, the man was just walking around exercising his right to bear arms, and they were like, nope, you can't do that around the president. Sorry, you're going to fucking jail. You know, Ryan Ruth had 1,000 NATO-trained Afghan voters ready to fucking go, ready to be deployed into every swing state. He could have done it. He could have done the damn thing. He would have put the 1,000 NATO-trained Afghan soldiers in the swing states. Oh, let's hear what Jem Psaki has to say.
81-page economic plan or whatever their other plan is.
Good job.
And that's a different
I disagree
conversation.
with you a little bit, Jen, on that. I do think
level of disagreement. Go ahead.
I do think there was policy, but it was more around the record. So I mean, Donald Trump was running as the incumbent president without being the incumbent president. He was running on his record primarily prior to COVID and reminding people, whether it was on the immigration, the economy. I mean, I remember when I was on the 2020 campaign prior to the pandemic, I think we were down.
How do you
for a
reconcile
Democrat
with they were too online? They still were. This is not like
They still were, yeah.
This is not a fantastic result for the fucking Trump campaign either. What are you talking about?
Yeah. They should have won by more. Biden was minus 18 approval. Like, oh, you won all these states that were close 4 years ago. Awesome. Against Kamala Harris. Like, they could have, I mean, this is obviously like a good result for them, but it's like, there's something is going to give with that. It's not going to work in governance. Like, if you thought that they were full of themselves after 2016, they let that like fluke victory, like they rode off that shit for like fucking like 8 years. They are never going to even consider moderating anything ever again now.
Yeah. Cope. No, you're right, actually. Constantly chirping about like immigrants eating cats and dogs, which even fucking the Republican base of support said was weird, actually really positive.
Yeah.
Dude,
That
you guys live in a fucking totally different universe, I think. Like I just don't understand it.
Yeah, this is the thing that's annoying because every time like you have like an election like this where one side wins, even if it's like a close race like this is, like even like all these states are probably going to come within 2 points. It's not like 2016 close, but it's like still relatively close. Like people act like everything the winning campaign did like is genius, but like that's just not how it works out. People treated the Trump 2016 campaign like that, and like he was really unpopular throughout his term and he got booted out after 1 year. Like there's a give and take here. Like these were I would say these were both two very poorly managed campaigns. Like we don't need to pretend like everything they did was smart.
Yeah. I mean, I said both campaigns were doing poorly. And I thought that the Trump campaign was outperforming the Kamala Harris campaign on the being poor margin, but
Yeah.
it seemingly did not matter at the end. There were enough. It seems like there were enough podcast voters that were like, "Nah, actually, I will take a shot in the dark at this guy. You know, he's gonna fix the economy. He's gonna do tariffs." That's so funny. Yeah, his brilliant campaign was literally just constantly talking about trans people and like immigrants and stuff when everyone was like, please fix the prices. So in the absence of Kamala Harris having like a good communication strategy on how to fix those prices, and also Donald Trump routinely refusing to say anything about it, I guess people were like, yeah, well, I guess he didn't fuck up the prices. I remember the presidency fondly. You know, shit wasn't as expensive as it is.
That's really the American voter.
Bro,
American voter economy.
dude, Decision Desk HQ says that Democrats might win the House.
How? Where?
Cool.
Decision Desk HQ said that Democrats are favorites in the House.
If they won the House, I feel like we'd kind of win tonight.
Yeah, that would be the split mandate where, like, they say we don't fuck with Biden, but we don't want fucking, like, Republicans in charge.
The statement sent by the campaign chair, Jen O'Malley Dillon, saying basically,
okay, I guess we're gonna have to wait a fucking week for like whatever results come out from there.
that they believe the blue wall states are their best going forward at this time. That's
oh, you son of a bitch! You got pizza?
The way this night is
yeah, it's cold because I ordered it when I thought she was going to win, and I haven't been able to eat.
We're going to keep at it tomorrow, but we wait to hear from Kamala Harris, of course, in the course of the next couple of hours, and we'll let you know.
Jen, how important are notes like that?
My dad voted for Trump and the Democratic House candidate. I wish I was joking, but he said he voted for him because he was good on Israel. That's my favorite. That's my favorite situation that Kamala Harris literally was like, please, I promise you, I fucking hate Arabs. Like, I hate Arabs. I love Israel. And like, still, people that only care about that just went and voted for Donald Trump. Just like when Kamala Harris was like, I'm going to be the border mutilator, okay? Arm me with an M60, put me in a fucking Black Hawk. I am going to rip Guatemalan migrants into shreds with my automatic machine gun. And then the Republicans would be like, no, you're not going to do that. I'm going to do concentration camps and Adolf Hitler on every person that is even remotely brown. And everyone that wanted that was like, okay, I'm going to go with the fucking concentration camp guy.
There was never an expressed reason as to why like that wasn't a good policy. They just said that they also supported it too.
Yeah, and then they said the Republicans are hypocrites. It's like, no, dumbass, you're the hypocrite. You said the wall is racist for years.
Yeah, she called it a medieval strategy.
And then when talking to Anderson Cooper in that CNN town hall, she was like, well, some ideas are good. It's like, oh my God, it's not. That the worst aspect of this, aside from the sheer cruelty that we are going to subject millions of Americans to, is the fact that it is born out of nothing. Like, there is no evidence. There's no evidence whatsoever that immigrants constitute a national security threat. It is pure panic narratives set forth by psychopathic Republicans hallucinating this like white nativist reality, and the Democrats did not even fight against it at all. And instead, they geared their base to be open-minded to that kind of death and destruction for no reason. No reason whatsoever.
Hasan, question.
Yeah. I'm looking at the House right now quickly, and Democrats might pull it out because they're actually so far doing pretty decent in California. So good job, Hasan. Your state may save America.
Yeah, well, we're fucking also abolishing slavery, so.
Yeah,
that was pretty chill.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln State, California.
Yeah, except we're I voted to abolish slavery, but also the ballot measure that was like, would you like to punish criminals more in like one of the most draconian criminal justice states in the fucking entire nation, and that passed like already. That was so popular.
God. Yeah, Democrats are kind of holding up in the House, which is like weird in a way that they aren't really doing in the Senate. Like you have like in the Senate, you had these Democrats like who were outrunning Harris and Biden by a ton like the entire time, but like kind of ended up coming down to the wire with them at the end of the campaign, like Baldwin and Casey, which like I would say is, I mean, I was personally always of the belief that like it was just Biden's the problem and the Democrats are fine, but like that's like kind of a blow to that. Like I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the Republicans spent a lot of money in those races. They were probably able to drive down the favorables and connect them to Kamala. But in these House races, you do have these people like who are running ahead of her. If they can win the House, that would be huge. That would really like it wouldn't freeze out the Trump administration because Trump would still be able to get all of his appointments through the Senate, but it would stop them from passing any meaningful laws. It would be gridlock once again.
So I was going to ask you.
Republicans have officially won the U.S. Senate majority, seizing control of the chamber for the first time in 4 years. Oh my God.
Yeah. The Democrats just need to make sure they don't get fucking killed.
Gentlemen, I do have a question.
Yes.
So, what you mentioned, so if he wins the presidency, but they're able to keep that or flip the House, what things can he do as president? So he can appoint
Supreme Court justices. He can get his cabinet. He can get his cabinet through. He can do. It's kind of like a feedback. He's not going to be able to pass any meaningful laws. He might have like even basic he won't be able to pass any like reconciliation bills like repealing Obamacare or repealing like getting his tax cuts through. He's going to have to go through a big fight to like get his tax cuts put back together. Depending on the size, if Democrats do end up winning the majority, the size of the majority, even like if Republicans do win, it's going to be a very, very small majority in the House, and they will have to fight very hard to get any bills passed. This is going to be an administration that is very much like the imperial presidency. It's going to be an administration that rules through the executive, through a pliant judiciary, and isn't passing any new laws, but is ruling through the enforcement of those laws.
Abortion rights are beating Kamala in every single state that voted on them. Progressive policies aren't unelectable. Unpopular Democratic politicians are. I mean, I guess this is a communications failure to a certain degree. Like, I don't know. I don't know how the fuck you get like I don't know how you re-elect the guy who, made this an issue to begin with while simultaneously voting against the issue.
Yeah. Well, it's an issue. It's a question of salience. You have these number of voters who might have been pro-abortion, but they didn't vote on abortion because they didn't see it as the predominant issue. They did so in 2022 because these were all local races, Senate races. They were thinking about local politics. They weren't necessarily blaming all of these local Democrats for whatever economic trials and tribulations they were going through because of the inflation crisis. But when you are facing the national level choice of Kamala Harris and you have somebody like Trump, and this was a point that I made last month, I wrote about this like it was kind of tongue in cheek, but Trump is distinct from a lot of these candidates who ran in 2022, that he's a former president who is governed and isn't someone like Carrie Lake or JD Vance, where like they're just like a blogger or a TV show host, and he's seen as just a credible person who has been in office before.
Yeah, the fact that he's been in office before kind of softens the impact. That's why I was like so worried about FaZe Banks's analysis. Ironically enough, like I'm not even fucking kidding when I say this. Like a lot of people that otherwise would be wary of openly supporting Donald Trump do not feel that way because that means that like he has the background now. Like you can't fucking turn around and be like he's gonna be a dictator. Because people will say, what do you mean? He was president for 4 years. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You said that last time.
It's different than 2016. It's different than 2016 in a big way.
For the record, I do want you to understand, like, chatters, I do think he is going to be a dictator. Just so you know. Like, make no mistake on that front. I'm not saying that he's not.
He's a fascist.
What is this? Amy Klobuchar is outrunning the Harris Walz ticket by 11 points on her way to re-election in Minnesota. Have to wonder if she makes...
Wait, that's it?
Have to wonder she makes a rerun for president in 2028. Oh my God. Here's a fun liberal copium moment. Biggest fear is that when Philadelphia, Detroit, Milwaukee, and Phoenix finally report results and the slingshot effects boost Harris in each state, Trump and MAGA will claim fraud or rigged election. Because in the Trump world, only votes counted by 11 p.m. are valid.
No, I think there was some more stuff you had to be afraid of there, man. That was not the biggest fear, I don't think. God, Brown only lost by 4. God, shit.
The
man.
Liz Cheney, they're calling it the Liz Cheney effect. This is insane. I mean, I know Land doesn't vote, but like, come on, dude.
No, Land does vote here. Literally, like, look at New York. Like, look at these urban areas. You saw massive Republican swings in New York.
Yeah.
That Land does vote. That sure as hell votes.
Bro,
and New York already saw a big Republican swing in 2020.
This is the scariest image I've seen from this election. Like, this is so, oh my God.
It's not as bad as 2016. She kind of did hold up among whites. There's like, it's funny, the electoral college bias that was like so scary is actually probably a lot less now. Like, she probably could have won the election while just barely winning the popular vote. Like, in terms of just the efficiency of the coalition, it's not as bad as it was in 2020. But, like, yeah, she did not really hold up any water among anybody except for the most suburban counties in the country.
Oof. Yeah, I don't know where we go from here. This is just like the scariest fucking image of all time. We're waiting on Donald Trump chat, who's going to be delivering a speech. They're watching Jake Tapper.
4 years ago.
Oh no, they're watching CNN at the Trump rally. Oh hell no. Oh no.
Guys,
no,
I'm gonna
no.
leave. I'm gonna leave you to it because I have no analysis to provide.
Okay, Josh, I'll call you back in a little bit. All right.
Yeah,
As well.
yeah.
Bye, everybody. See you soon.
Battlegrounds within the battleground.
Okay.
Yep. Joe Biden.
That fucking Peanut the squirrel, man. He fucking threw the entire goddamn race, dude. He's just
Now we're not completely done there.
the Peanut was the